Hello everyone. I must admit that it is a real pleasure to be here this morning, to have this moment of exchange with you, to share the human warmth of our brothers, sisters, fathers and mothers from the Central Plateau region. I would like us to pay a vibrant tribute to those who are fighting on the front lines, who allow us to gather here to exchange and to see the prospects for our homeland. I would like us to observe a minute of silence in memory of those who have lost their lives in this battle. Thank you. It has been almost 10 years that we have been in this war situation, and I think you are following the developments as they happen. I hope everyone is aware, and I hope everyone is aware that we are no longer in a war on terrorism, but in a war of independence. Everyone must understand that it is a strategy for the imperialists to impose this war on us. Normally, every leader, every ruler should fight for their country. It's a strategy. They fight for their interests, and we must also fight for our interests. If we manage to develop, to prosper, it means that over there, they will not be able to develop. They will have to regress. If we manage to transform our raw materials tomorrow, it means that over there, factories will close. Do you understand the logic? So it's normal that they fight to disrupt our society, to keep it in this constant war, so that we can never think about developing one day. And then they will continue to develop, while we will still be here exporting our raw materials to them and our youth, suffering in poverty, trying to cross the ocean, to go beg over there. So they are in their logic of protecting their interests, in the wrong way certainly, but our duty is to fight to free ourselves and get out of this situation. That is why I will take advantage of this blessed month, where Christians and Muslims come together, a month of fasting, to wish everyone a good month of fasting, and may God answer everyone's prayers. Also, may everyone at their own level truly take advantage of this month to change their paradigm towards their neighbors and everything that surrounds us. I hope that religious leaders here in Burkina Faso will also take advantage of this month to preach. Well, I would say the good word, to preach to those, the lost ones who hold weapons in the bush and kill because some kill, and they think they are killing in the name of religion. Religious leaders must therefore come together to make many declarations, many sermons. Religious leaders must therefore make many statements and sermons together to make them understand that this is not about religion. Why do I say this? Because I think many of you have brothers or sisters who are FDS, who are in the bush. It is almost impossible today to take a terrorist base and not find Quranic books or other things. That means that, so I think that through words you can reach them. Many statements and sermons must be made to make them understand that this is not Islam. It is anything but Islam. We have never had any killings, and we will go even further. We will soon ask the leaders of Islam from all over the world as well to join us in this fight, to make clear and frank statements, to invite all those who are there to kill in the name of Islam, that this is not Islam. Normally it is a religion of peace, solidarity, and mutual aid. There is no reason for someone to kill in the name of Islam, and for us not to be able to say that they are on the wrong path. Someone kills in the name of Islam, and we cannot say that he is on the wrong path. Several operations are underway. There are areas abandoned for several years that we have reclaimed. We are in the consolidation phase, and we continue our maneuvers up to our borders. In a few days, you will of course be informed of everything that has been recovered. and we will establish ourselves in these areas permanently. We will not retreat, we will reclaim all of our territory. And this will happen then. This will happen progressively. There may be regions that today that seem not to witness certain actions, but war is an evolving process. We will completely clear out areas and gradually move in, tightening the noose on these people. As I said, they only have two choices: either understand the message and return to the homeland, or they will disappear. Disappear. It's up to them to choose. In this battle we are fighting today, the most dangerous is the communication war. And I think this is not the first time, and today I think the Burkinabés, the Africans, must have understood. What is the communication war? Unfortunately or fortunately for us, imperialism, as Thomas Sankara said, is a poor student. A very poor student, because no matter how much you chase it out of the classroom, it will come back with the same methods. It cannot change. And often, it becomes ridiculous. When you look at the imperialist media today, you see what they publish. They use the same method to set Rwanda on fire, the same method to destroy Sudan, the same method to destroy Africa. It will not work. And today, I think you are well aware, they are very skilled at manipulating information, creating falsehoods all around. And mind you, these same media, I say it loud and clear today, especially Jeune Afrique, courted us at the very beginning of 2022-2023. They went through several channels to approach us, to make us pay and clean up our image, as they say. We refused. They cannot deny it because we have the evidence with us. They sent people. That's how they operate. And many heads of state fall into their trap. They pay money every month for articles to be published to clean up their image. No, it's dangerous. They only live off that. You pay the money, they lie. There you go. They have your image. You refuse, they lie to destroy your image. But all of Africa must be informed. And if Africans want to progress, they need to stop listening to these deceitful media. Because as long as you keep listening to false information, it eventually becomes a reality. And it's very dangerous for us. Disinformation is rampant. At our level, we experience this every day. And I always tell people to be very careful. All this is to divide and conquer. So, each damn person, each group must be able to perceive, the maneuvers of imperialism to advise one another, and together we remain united to build our country. That is our mission. And we are going to build Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso will become something they never dreamed of seeing. Africa must wake up. Africa must leave this situation of conflict. We have been manipulated enough. We have been set against each other enough to be plundered. Today in Burkina Faso, they are certain terrorism is almost over. What needs to be done? Either create a rebellion or start a civil war. That's it. And they are maneuvering for that. We are waiting for them. And everyone at their level must be careful. Because if people allow themselves to be manipulated, they will be lined up. They will be ignited like the others too. Manipulation must not succeed. We have a goal to achieve, and we will achieve the goal. This is the mission currently assigned to us. And I will therefore invite everyone to take this into consideration, because imperialism has many faces. We talk about imperialisms that are outside the continent, but there are imperialists within us too, here in Burkina Faso. When it comes to saying certain things clearly, it must be said. It will hurt, but we will ask each other for forgiveness. But we must tell each other the truth in order to move forward. There are people in Burkina Faso who do not want to see others progress. There are people who want to remain alone at the top. No. We have decided to make the state a bit stronger and to share the wealth, because the misinformation started already when we began to implement the Fasombeo initiative. Many entrepreneurs started to mislead the youth and all that. No. We have awarded contracts. We have awarded road contracts, right? At what level are we? the execution rates for most are not good. The minister recently made an outing, a tour. You all followed it on TV. It's not going well. It's slow. We are asking people to unite. We ourselves have tried to put people in groups. They don't want to work in groups. That means we unite them, in one way or another so they can move quickly. We are not going to wait for the whims of some and others. And let Burkina develop in 500 years, 1,000 years. No. For us, it's in 5 years. We want to see some significant things. So, if you unite, you will have more equipment and you will be able to work more efficiently. As a result, we are in the process of equipping the BOMBSHELL, the sonator. Now, people are immediately asking for water. We are forced to build our own dams, clean what is there, and dig our own wells. That's why we bought the equipment, to equip the BOMBSHELL. They are already in Eredego on the road to Bobo to build the first dams. The second issue is the bankers. Today, it is still very common that many bankers refuse to support those who win state contracts and all that. Well, we are on this matter. People need to change their approach. Is there a banker in the room? I don't know, huh? There isn't one. All right. So you will report back to the bankers. This needs to change because many banks operate with state money. We have asked the bankers. Things need to change because many banks operate with state money. We asked the bankers to return a portion. This is what we call term deposits or debts. These are state-owned companies that deposit their money in the banks. We want our money to do work. People find that they cannot give the money because it will weaken their bank. But every year, the banks have made so many billions in net interest. The other day on TV, I was watching a bank that also makes billions in interest and shares it. No. Either we truly understand each other around the table, or we will move on to another method. And this morning, I wanted to make this statement so that you understand that the fight that is about to begin, the dust will rise, as we like to say. But you yourself, you need to be careful because it's the same ones who will go behind you to spread misinformation, to create lies and lead people away from what is essential. There are already some who are trying. We see many people making videos to clean up the images of certain individuals and all that. Be careful. There are many small businesses closing because they can't afford to pay employees' salaries and all that. They have invoices submitted to the treasury and we can't pay them. That's it. We're told to give a part of our money to the bank. We will pay these businesses so they can operate. And people are thinking with the money. Do you think we can just leave it like that? The domestic debt, we are going to pay that. By the end of this month, the money will come in. We only asked for a percentage. It's not even all the money we want to withdraw. It's a percentage that we asked for to do it. And it requires a lot of thought. Some banks have responded. Congratulations to them. But most banks have not transferred the money until today. This is a message I wanted to send to them. We said the end of March. It's the end of March. If by the end of March, the 25% is not there, we will move on to something else. You have been warned and the manipulation must not continue because it is generally those who fall victim to this are the poorest segments of the country. He works in a small company, he might have his 50,000, his 100,000 per month. His boss has submitted invoices to the treasury, but he can't get any money. He will lose his job, his whole family suffers, while others are making billions in interest per month or per year. No, this is not going to work. So we need to prepare. This is another front that is opening. There will be all possible manipulations, but stay calm. We need to move forward. Those who want to import something to Burkina, go to the ministry. They will give you the papers. There is no deal. If you go there and someone asks you to pay anything, come to the presidency even to complain. There is an office there for that, and we will see who asked for the money. So, there is no deal again to get a special import authorization. It's clear, it's straightforward. It must be done. Those who import and then hide goods in warehouses. To cause inflation, please find them and tell them to stop. Do not pay. come hide, wait for there to be a shortage to release, and then set very high prices. They must stop that. Once the ministry has started to uncover the warehouses that people have built under the guise of that tool, the store. If we catch them, we will sell for free and deposit into the treasury. That's the instruction I have given.
So, declare the warehouses. We will move forward.
So I am counting on you, gentlemen, the economic operators, to, among yourselves, advise each other so that this kind of situation does not occur. People hold back. They wait for there to be a need, and then they come out, set a price to gain. That's not even good. It's not good. I don't think it's a fortune that God will bless. We need to manufacture many things locally. I am convinced that whether it's electric or motorized tricycles, we can manufacture them. So we want to give space to our young talents to express themselves. In fact, we are in the process of wanting to build a large center where we will bring people in and support them to set up. And these are people who will see everything we consume daily. What can we manufacture in Burkina? And I know there are talents all over Burkina. The application will be launched soon for young talents to register. In that center, we will do everything possible to have all the necessary machinery and mentor the youth. There, if they finish, they can go out and create something. If they entrust it to God, we will set up a leather unit in the Kaya area to transform many things on site ourselves and create everything we need. As long as we don't reach this stage, we will continue to pay. Paid outside, our wealth will not benefit us. We need to change the paradigm right now. That's where the jobs are. That's where people will work, and that's our true independence. The last point concerns our comrades, students and pupils who have many grievances. In any case, I can assure you that we are aware of all your problems. We will build university campuses and even address issues of restaurants, intermediate scholarships. All these are problems we are aware of. But it's little by little. We cannot solve this immediately. You already have the construction of the campus here, right? The administrative building. We hope that next year or later, we will launch the university campuses, expand the capacity of university restaurants, increase the number of meals, and finally address the issue of scholarships. Because we are currently working to control military expenses in order to invest in our education, because education is the key. So we have not forgotten all these mentioned problems. I was even talking about the laboratories with the minister. I said to find a standard, a certain number of minimum equipment, and we will build laboratories worthy of those in our universities. Because people will come to pursue a scientific field and then graduate. Even a microscope, they couldn't look at a plant cell under the microscope. That's not possible. Yes, we all took scientific courses. To access the small laboratories, you enter if there are only 7 or 8 microscopes. Maybe not all of them even work. Not everyone can have access. That's the reality. It's always like that. So he is working on that. We want to create model laboratories in many of our universities. You cannot come and not be able to access a certain minimum of scientific laboratory equipment to conduct your tests and familiarize yourself. It's in this that we can create. If we haven't developed this laboratory aspect, we are creating theorists. I was surprised to learn that even at the level of our researchers, there is no scanning electron microscope in Burkina. Since Burkina has existed, there hasn't been one. I asked the minister, how do you conduct research then? We are forced to go abroad, to rent laboratories, paying money to do it. While the scanning electron microscope, I don't think it costs $1 billion. How can we not do it? Currently, we are in the process of purchasing it to install in Burkina so that we can do everything here on site. So I hope that by then, all of this will be operational and that it can benefit even the students, researchers, and scientists to advance in their research. The computer rooms and everything that follows. We will see everything that is possible. The ministry itself had already initiated the acquisition of a certain number of computers so that the students can have well-equipped rooms. And it's done with the Burkina Faso, right? It's a Burkina Faso unit that manufactures computers. So we made an agreement last time to be able to purchase a lot of equipment from him and equip our university centers. And you will normally have access to these rooms so that you can conduct your research. And the internet, I think, is improving in many universities. The internet is now available for research. We can move quickly and efficiently in both war and development. We have faith. We never lose hope. We are truly very confident. And as long as we see you motivated and mobilized, that's our fuel. We never get tired. We will continue to move forward in that direction. I was telling all the ministers to tighten their belts. Since we've been here, there are no government holidays. We work 24/7. The LT is the same. There are no vacations for deputies to go rest in the village. We must work 24/7, 12 months a year. We are in this rhythm. As long as the soldiers at the front have no rest, there is no reason for us to rest behind. I therefore invite the entire administration to fall in line here to support the active forces in everything they do. I think that little by little there is progress. We see many changes in behavior. We need to completely change the situation. Burkina Faso is a reference, and we must keep the torch held high.